This video is the rundown of the major, headline-making ins and outs for each Premier League club this summer window, as of mid-August. Arsenal. In, Bruno Guimaraes, from Newcastle, €87.5 million, Piero Hincapié, from Bayer Leverkusen, €40 million. Out, Leandro Trossard, to Besiktas, €18 million. Aston Villa. In, Johan Manzambi, from Freiburg, club record €60 million. Out, Morgan Rogers, to Chelsea, €138 million, Yuri Tielemans, to Man United, €41 million. Bournemouth. In, Alvaro Rodriguez, from Elche, €25 million, Antonio Silva, from Benfica, €25 million. Out, Marcos Senesi, to Tottenham, free. Brentford. In, Mamadou Sangare, from Lens, €48 million. Out, Jordan Henderson, to Chelsea, free. Brighton. In, Luka Vuskovic, from Tottenham, €54 million. Out, Jan-Paul van Heck, to Tottenham, €60 million, Danny Welbeck, to Chelsea, €5.9 million. Chelsea. In, Morgan Rogers, from Aston Villa, club record €138 million, Maxence Lacroix, from Crystal Palace, €60.7 million, Danny Welbeck, from Brighton, €5.9 million. Out, Andre Santos, to Man United, €56.3 million, Marc Cucurella, to Real Madrid, €55 million. Crystal Palace. Out, Maxence Lacroix, to Chelsea, €60.7 million. Everton. In, Brennan Johnson, from Crystal Palace, €25.8 million, Tariq George, from Chelsea, €21 million. Out, Dwight McNeil, to Crystal Palace, €25.8 million. Fulham. In, Gonzalo Garcia, from Real Madrid, €40 million. Ipswich. In, Emerson, from Toulouse, €28 million. Leeds. In, James Trafford, from Man City, €46.7 million. Out, Ilan Meslier, to Arsenal, free. Liverpool. In, Jeremy Jacquet, from Rennes, €63.6 million, hijacked from Chelsea, Ronald Araujo, from Barcelona, surprise loan. Out, Ibrahima Konate, to Real Madrid, free, Mohamed Salah, to Trabzonspor, free. Manchester City. In, Elliot Anderson, from Nottingham Forest, club record €135 million. Out, Rodri, €76 million, Bernardo Silva, to Real Madrid, free, John Stones, to Inter, free. Man United. In, Andre Santos, from Chelsea, €56.3 million, Yuri Tielemans, from Aston Villa, €41 million. Out, Rasmus Højlund, to Napoli, €44 million, Casemiro, to Inter Miami, free. Newcastle. In, Bazumana Touré, from Hoffenheim, €50 million. Out, Sandro Tonali, to Tottenham, €108 million, Bruno Guimaraes, to Arsenal, €87.5 million, Anthony Gordon, to Barcelona, €80 million. Nottingham Forest. Out, Elliot Anderson, to Man City, €135 million. Tottenham. In, Sandro Tonali, from Newcastle, €108 million, Mateus Fernandes, from West Ham, €99 million, Andrew Robertson, from Liverpool, free. Out, Christian Romero, to Atletico Madrid, €40 million, Jed Spence, to Inter, €35 million. West Ham. Out, Mateus Fernandes, to Tottenham, €99 million. These are the biggest storylines. What is your favorite transfer?